In this tutorial, we will look at the Polyline Edit or pEdit command, as well as the Explode command in AutoCAD. To begin, I will draw a closed polyline with the pLine command. I'll just draw an arbitrary shape. Type C to close, and press Enter. Then I'll draw a similar shape using the line command. Again, type C to close. In an earlier tutorial, we looked at the difference between a polyline and a series of line segments. The polyline is a single object, while the shape created with the line command is composed of several different line objects. So one of the principal uses of the Polyline Edit or pEdit command is it allows you to join a number of segments. It can be a number of continuous segments, either arcs or lines. It allows you to join them and convert them to a single polyline. There's a number of reasons that we'd like to do this, but perhaps the most important one is that in order to create a number of the different solids, the so-called swept solids, you need a two-dimensional closed polyline. So, we can only turn this polyline into a solid. We wouldn't be able to do that with the line segments until we turned it into a single closed polyline. I will now demonstrate the Polyline Edit or pEdit command. To issue the command from the keyboard, type pEdit, or use the alias PE. It is also available from a toolbar called Modify To. It is not on the Modify toolbar. So, I will press Enter, and you see that I'm prompted to select a polyline. This isn't a polyline, but I will select it anyway. AutoCAD recognized that that was not a polyline, and it asks if you want to turn it into one. I do, so I will accept the default, which is yes, by pressing Enter. Now you see there are several options, such as Close, Join, With, Fit, Spline, and so on. The one that I'm interested in is Join. So I'll type J for Join and press Enter. Then select the objects that share common endpoints. Press Enter. The pEdit command is still in effect, but I'll press Enter again, and you see I get the message, 4 segments added to the polyline. That's an indication that the command worked, and I can verify that by selecting the object. You see that it is now a single closed polyline, and not a series of connected line segments. Now I'll press Escape to deselect. Sometimes you're faced with the situation that you have a polyline and you don't want it to be a single entity. You want to be able to manipulate the different segments of the polyline rather than having to deal with just a single object. In which case, you can use the Explode command. The Explode command is on the Modify toolbar. It is located at the bottom, so I will dock the toolbar at the top of the screen. Appropriately, it is an exploding firecracker icon. So I will click on Explode and select both polylines. Press Enter, and you notice that when I select the different shapes, they're composed of several line segments. They are no longer single objects. So that's the effect of the Explode command. Now the Explode command can be used for a lot of other things. For instance, you can use it with associative text, so that you can manipulate the different parts, the text, the arrows, and extension lines, separately. You can use Explode to undo what's called a block in AutoCAD, a collection of entities saved as a single object. In addition to that, if you explode a solid, you'll find that the solid is no longer a solid. Initially, it gets decomposed into a series of surfaces. And then if you continue to explode, the surface is broken down into a series of line or arc segments. So, you need to be careful with the explode command. Typically, you don't want to explode a solid, because you won't have a solid anymore once you've done that. This completes the tutorial on the polyline edit and explode commands.